Hello everybody, this is Michael Charles from leadingwithintent.com. I am now going live. It's Monday, and Monday is usually an exciting day, and this is the day where I share, when I share some thoughts on leadership, relationships, and life in general. And as most of you are familiar with this right now, it's iLive. So welcome to this week's episode of iLead. That's essentially mastering the essentials of life, leadership, and relationships. Last week, I spoke about the pains of leadership. The pains of leadership. And that is something that I have been thinking about for a while now. And this week, I wanted to share some ideas about what I call the courage to lead. Now, leadership, when we think about it, has many different aspects. You have leadership of self, leadership of others, and leadership of leaders, right? And of course, you have leadership of corporations and the state level or country level leadership. But when we start talking about the courage to lead as really an offshoot of the pains of leadership sessions that I did last week, I want to share some thoughts on what it means to lead and have the courage to actually lead. Because a lot of us, right, we have leadership positions in our lives, but we fail to lead because we are uncomfortable with leadership. Or maybe it's that we are not sure what role to play. Right, and I shared some thoughts a few maybe weeks back, maybe a couple months now, about the different roles that we could play in our lives as leaders. And this is just, again, an offshoot of that lesson too, because I really want to share some ideas, because some of us do not think that we're leaders, right? If you've influenced somebody to do anything, you are a leader, right? Because leadership is influence. And a lot of us, we don't think that we can lead. We don't think that we have influence. And so we do not call ourselves leaders. But even, let's go beyond that. How about ourselves, right? How are we leading ourselves? A lot of the times we don't think of leading ourselves, and that's where the Leading with Intent site, a blog that I started in 2011 now, really that's what it's all about. It's about helping people become consciously aware of not just their potential, but how to tap into their potential and develop the disciplines and the habits to get the things that they want, right? That's self-leadership. Right? Giving yourself a command and having the discipline and the ability to go through with it and deliver. One of the quote that I keep near and dear to me, and this quote has helped me in a lot of ways, and that is, boldness has genius in it. Now, for most of you who know me, you know that I like to, take the back seat and let other people drive. And this is something that I have to constantly remind myself of, because I like to let people go and do things, and I sit back and observe and watch and help out wherever I can. But sometimes if you don't step up and do things, you will miss out. You essentially will not be creating the life that you want to live, but you'll actually be creating, or at least living, a life that other people have intended for you. And one of the things that I say all the time is people's intention for your life is really something that matches theirs, or at least to their own advantage. And so what they have in mind for you may not be what you really, really like. So what do I mean by that? By having the courage to lead, right? Because when you have the courage to lead, you essentially build more confidence in yourself. Right, grow your self-esteem, and you really build a framework from which you can pretty much achieve anything that you've set out to do. And so that's why the courage to lead matters, because you're not only leading yourself, but you're leading other people to help achieve a goal that you want. And again, I speak a lot about leadership being the ability to achieve a result with and through people. And as a human being living in this world, if you are not leading, if you don't understand how to influence people and get to the things that you need to have in life or do in life, or the results that you're looking for, then I can guarantee you, you're not really leading your life or leading in any way that's meaningful, that you'd be able to create the results that you want in life. And so my encouragement and my call to you today is to understand that you need to develop the courage to lead, because that's the only way you'll achieve anything meaningful. You'll be working through your fears, you'll be working through the doubts that you may have, and really achieve something remarkable in your life. Now, I really want to share a few steps with you regarding how to develop the courage to lead, how to maybe foster an environment where you have the courage to lead. Because a lot of us, what's holding us back is mainly the fears that we have, or the doubts that we have about who we are and whose we are. And so I've done my best throughout this series, this iLive intentional living series, to really share some thoughts with you to allow you to understand whose you are and what you're capable of, and help you move out of your comfort zone to get things done. And I think I shared this story with you where I never used to do videos. I actually used to hate seeing myself on videos and sharing anything with anybody on videos. I used to be my worst critic. I would look at this, I said, no, I shouldn't do that, I shouldn't have said that, I shouldn't have made, I don't know, like this movement or whatever it is. But you know what? As I attended conferences and I was learning from mentors, and one of the conferences that I went to that last year, one of my mentors said, what are you afraid of? I mean, most of us have the fear of being embarrassed. That's all it is, right? Nothing is going to happen. And so as leaders, most of us have this fear of being subject to the pains of leadership that I covered last year, right? Being misjudged for your intentions, people seeing you and thinking that you should have it all together, when in fact we don't all have it together. Most of us are struggling. As a matter of fact, all of us are struggling with something, and the idea is to get help in that area where we're struggling in. And that's one of the things that I do with the people that I coach and help with, but also share the best part of you, right? And help other people understand you. So I really want to share these 5 steps with you, and truly hope that you'll get something out of it that will help you muster the courage to lead, not just yourself, but others, to achieve the goals that you want, not just in your life, but in your community. So the first step that I want to share with you for you to develop the courage to lead is to create a positive environment. Now, most of us may not have a positive environment around us because of the people we've been hanging out with. Again, we are the average of our 5 closest friends. And my goal and my encouragement to you today is, if you look at your circles and you realize that it's leaning more negative than positive, then you may have to find yourself a different circle. And I share this all the time. And when you are people that are doing the impossible, that impossible becomes the new normal for you. Then you go ahead and do the things that you need to do. And so go out and either create or move into a more positive environment. Because when you surround yourself with people who are positive and believe in you, and this is one of the things that some of us may not understand. Sometimes we ride on other people's belief in ourselves. And some of us have never had people who truly believed in who we are and what we are capable of. And so we always doubt ourselves. I mean, I have friends and people in my life that have at some point believed more in me than I believed in myself. right? They keep me to a higher standard, and then knowing that and pushing me to achieve the things that I not only I want to achieve, but helping me see a different level of operations, level of being, helping me vibrate at a much higher frequency where I can tap into different energies and actually bring about some of the thoughts and the ideas that I have. So I want to really encourage you to find positive environments if you don't have one. Maybe you can create one yourself, right? Go out and try to figure out who you would want as part of an inner circle for you. Or you can join one of my masterminds, or find other people that have some masterminds that exactly lines up with what you want to do and the things that you want to study and the kind of mindset that you want to have, and engage them. Be there with them and see what happens. Right? So building your skills and talent will require that you have courage. It will require that you have the confidence, the self-confidence to understand that you don't know everything and that you need to learn, but also the confidence to know that you are worth more so that you can actually learn and be open to that. So I'm encouraging you to first create a positive environment. The second thing is to maintain a positive attitude. Now, most of us have what we call a stinking attitude, right? Again, if people came around us with that attitude, we would probably not like it, but then we are the one that actually have that kind of attitude. So I'm encouraging you today, when you're dealing with issues, to start seeing things from a more positive perspective. Whether it's issues or everyday life. People have told me in the past and up until now that no matter what's going on around you, Michael, you find a reason to smile. And yes, sometimes things may get stressful, but I find a reason to smile. I try to find the positive in that moment, something that will allow me to frame the situation and see what will help me learn from it, and also move on with a lesson, or to apply that lesson to make myself and the situation better. And so I'm challenging you today to try to find the opportunity in the challenges that you face, to try to find the opportunity in the issues that you are facing in your life. I don't remember who said this, but I think it's I don't remember who said it, but it says, with every opportunity comes a seed of an equal or greater benefit. So again, I'm encouraging you to see things from a positive perspective, because every challenge you face is an opportunity for success. And so try to think of each challenge in your life as an opportunity to use your skills and really your instincts, your creative self, to overcome and triumph and really be victorious. So I'm encouraging you to create a positive environment and also maintain a positive attitude. Now, the third thing I want you to do, and I talk about this a lot, so I'm not going to say a whole bunch about it because I've shared so much about that over the past few months, and that is, get out of your comfort zone, right? Growth do not take place in our comfort zone. It's outside of the comfort zone. And so if you want to develop the courage to leading yourself and leading others, you'll never develop that courage if you are stuck in a rut, right? Each day you want to find something challenging, something that's outside of what you would normally do, to try and do it and really put yourself out there where you're stretching and growing. It's like a rubber band. A rubber band is of no use to anybody unless it is stretched. And as a person, if you're not stretched, you're not gonna grow. I mean, myself and my wife, we've made it a habit of putting ourselves in situations where we have to that are uncomfortable for us, so we could stretch and grow and move beyond our current circumstances, right? And again, most of us, that's what keeps us stuck in the rut that we're in, because we've gotten so comfortable in it that we feel at home. And that's really where we rent space there. We spend all of our time there, not knowing that this area of comfort is really what's keeping us pinned down to poverty and to mediocrity or anything that you do not want in your life right now. And so my encouragement to you is open yourself to different situations to learn and grow and start learning how to cope with these different situations, to stretch yourself and go. Start seeing things from a different perspective and see what happens in your life. So the fourth point I want to share with you in terms of really developing the courage to lead is not to let fear hold you back. And I think I talk about that a lot. So I'm going to quickly go over that and move to the last point, which is which I think you'll find interesting. And really, don't let fear hold you back. I shared this a lot. I used to have a fear of public speaking. I'm grateful to say that I have learned to overcome that. I used to have a fear of presenting on video. I'm grateful to say I have learned to overcome that. I really had a confidence level at some time where I thought less of myself, right? I thought less of myself. I thought I didn't know enough. I thought I wasn't experienced enough. I thought everybody knew what I know, so really it doesn't matter. Until not too long ago, I realized that the things that I take for granted, the things that I think are normal, are really not so normal for most people. And so, again, remind me and help me recommit myself to sharing my thoughts, my ideas, and what I know, because it's really not so common. When I think about it, I thought it was commonplace and that people would know these things, and realize that no, it's not true. And so I don't want you to be fearful of things, of change, or of anything that you do not understand. My words of wisdom to you today is to really go out and try to figure it out, as opposed to fearing it, not knowing what it has. Now, I'm not telling you to blindly take risks, but I'm asking you to be open to learning and take calculated risks. And sometimes you just have to jump and build your wings on the way down. I mean, we say that a lot. Sometimes you have to have faith. That's really what it's all about. If you don't have faith that what you're doing is going to work, if you don't have faith that what you're working on is gonna yield results, you're actually not going to commit to it and for it to long enough for it to yield the result that you actually need, right? Because some situations that are supposed to be enjoyable, we fear them. I think it's this morning, I was listening to a podcast, and it was talking about how people fear things. Like they fear getting on stage, they fear new situations, thinking, or athletes, when they're about to run races, they have this anxiety that they feel. But really, this emotion that they have, they're able to translate it and transmute that energy into something positive as energy. That's why you know when you see them try to get into the zone, you're thinking, what's going on with this guy? He's trying to get in the zone. He's just upping his emotion. He's just upping his feeling and trying to bring the energy that's required for him or her to achieve what's needed or what he wants at the time. And so let's stop overthinking things and really maybe learn to take that emotion of fear that we have, the anxiety that we have about things, and start shifting that into more positive. I mean, sometimes it's like, what if I fail? Well, how about this? What if you succeed? I mean, it takes the same amount of energy to worry about both ends of the same thing. So instead of worrying about what if I fail, I can take that energy and put it towards the positive inner things and said, what if I succeed? And start thinking of all the great things that will happen in my life and how much more better my life will be. So I'm encouraging you, I'm asking you to start thinking differently and start seeing things in a way that allows you to take the action that's required. And lastly, the last thing I want to share with you is to enjoy the struggle, right? Developing the courage to lead, leading yourself and leading other people will come with struggles, right? But you have to say yes and then enjoy the moment, enjoy the struggle, and do not give up. Because when you give up, I can tell you right now, you're never going to have what you're seeking for. Whatever it is that you're looking for, whatever the desire that you have to do something great and have something great will not happen until you start to enjoy the struggle and actually go through it and say yes to the challenges and work through them and see the joy and have the joy that will come to you as you enjoy that. Most of us, we dread going to work most of us on Monday. I mean, I'm not saying you should skip your way to work, but think about it. If you didn't have that job, what would happen? Right? Different perspective, no? If you didn't have that job, you'd start complaining, I don't have a job. But now that you have a job, you have an opportunity to do something with your life and earn a living and do something. Then we complain. Again, I'm not saying having a job is enough. As a matter of fact, I'm the last person to say that. I do think this country was built and made for people who own businesses. And I highly encourage every one of you watching to, if you have not owned your own business, to actually start thinking about ways you could develop and own your own business. But my idea here is to enjoy the struggle and start building the courage inside of you that you need to take action on the things that you want, right? Because life's challenges only serve to make us better. They only serve to make us stronger. Serve to really weed out the weak-minded people who are not deserving of the blessings that life has to offer. So I'm encouraging you today to develop the courage to lead. Not just lead yourself, but lead other people to a place that's better than where you are now. And I can guarantee you, your future self will thank you for it. So, thank you everybody for joining me here today. It was a pleasure to have you in this series and this session of iLive, Mastering the Essentials of Life, Leadership, and Relationships. It was a pleasure having you with me. If you want to learn more about what I do and you have questions and you're interested in coaching, just reach out to me either via Facebook or via LinkedIn or Twitter, wherever you're watching this video from at this moment, or just send me an email at michael@leadingwithintent.com. As a matter of fact, I did create a report called The Courage to Lead. I'd like to make that report available to you. So if you are interested in getting the full report and really understand what it takes to develop the courage to lead, and also understand what it takes to be an effective leader, I have all of that in this report. So go to leadingwithintent.com right now and sign up to get this report called The Courage to Lead. Again, thanks for joining me in this episode of iLive, Mastering the Basics with Michael, Mastering the Essentials of Life, Leadership, and Relationships with Michael. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care. Bye.